facing their former team and they score a goal, they kind of go like this, so they don't celebrate.
Yeah.
What would your celebration be if you scored against your former teammates?
We might get a flag for this one. I probably won't do it, but I was talking to one of my teammates about it. Get the ball, sign it, and then go hand it to the head coach. But I'll probably just keep it.
You'd probably get a penalty.
Yeah, I'll definitely get a penalty for that. And Coach Nix and Coach Hugh Freeze, he'll go crazy. So yeah.
So how did this one this past weekend feel?
It felt good, honestly. I mean, I just kept it plain and simple after I scored, but obviously it was a shutout. So it just felt good to see the guys get to do what they do and me get an opportunity to go out there and do what I do, just a little bit, showcase some things. So it felt pretty good.
Now that pass wasn't intended for you, was it?
I think it was. I mean, like, it was a free play, so I talked to Hank afterwards, and he was like, it was intended for me, so I just went up to go get it for sure.
How exciting was that when you do that?
It was crazy because I'm usually in the slot, but I was at the outside receiver, and we had called a freeze play, and Coach Dave was on the sideline. He was like, just be ready if they snap it, which I already know, but he was just like, be ready if they jump outside, we'll snap it. And it's crazy because it happened, and he told right before it happened, that's what he told me. And then it just happened right before my eyes, and I just got off the ball. And it got caught in the light a little bit, and that's why you kind of see me fade, and then I jumped back into it because I got lost in it. But it was pretty exciting for me for sure.
You got up pretty high. Was that how did you feel about your vertical on that play?
I didn't even, when you make plays like that, it's like you don't really think about it in the moment. So I just went up to go get it, and then I seen it afterwards, and Peyton was like, "You got up pretty high," and I didn't even really notice, to be honest.
Talk about playing with your old buddy Peyton for the first time.
Me and Peyton, this first game, we didn't really get to play with each other much. We probably will this next game, but I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, to be honest, I've been having some dreams about us playing.
Really?
Back in the old days, and it's kind of weird dreams. You know how dreams get, but man, it's just crazy being able to play with an old teammate. You know what I mean? First time playing receiver in college, and my first time ever playing receiver, period, in high school was with Peyton. So just getting to do it again is just kind of like a dream come true, to be honest.
Sam, what are the emotions like playing Cal, or is it a little bit overblown? Is it just another game, or does it mean a little bit more to you?
It definitely means a little more to me just because of the situation and like what happened at Cal. But I think we keep it plain and simple. It's just another game for us. You know, last year they had Auburn had struggles against us last year, but I think this year it's gonna be much different. You know, just watching that film, getting a couple looks at them, they play a lot of man, which I think they'll be crazy to kind of man us up with the room that we have. A lot of single high stuff. I kind of know a decent amount of guys on the defense, so I've been chopping it up with our guys, like our receivers, on who to study in there, like tendencies and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, like they got some ballers on defense. You know, that defense is pretty stout. I haven't watched much of the offense. I know it's different. A lot of transfer guys, but it definitely means more to me. And some of the guys on defense from last year that play now still with Auburn, they've been talking to me about the running back and stuff like that because, you know, it's like a big thing about the interviews that me and him had. But I think it means a lot to me. It definitely means a lot to Auburn, too, and the guys on the team, but it definitely means more to me for sure.
When you left Cal, I mean, how did you feel about Cal? Were you mad?
It was more like I wish I could have had another opportunity. Not saying that they didn't give me another opportunity, but I just had to be smart about what I did. What was the next move? Because the ultimate end goal is to play in the NFL. You know what I mean? And I just didn't know if my future there would take me there, not because of the team, but just because of the situation, like I explained. But I got an opportunity to do something bigger and be a part of something bigger than myself at Auburn. So honestly, it was kind of like bittersweet. You know what I mean? It wasn't really like I was mad at the program or mad at any of the coaches. It was just like God has a different plan for me.
Kind of time for you to go.
Yeah.
Besides the weather, what do you miss most about Berkeley?
Probably my teammates. I mean, the guys that I lived in the house with. I had a great bond with those guys. You know, I had 3 receivers and a running back, and we all just like those were the starters. You know what I mean? We played together a lot. We kind of hung out. Probably Auburn doesn't have many. I'm into fashion, but Auburn doesn't have any stores. Like you got to go to Atlanta. That's like a 2-hour drive. But that's probably what I missed the most. Just my teammates, and then like just being able to go to like certain stores and buy certain things. You know what I mean? That's really it.
Last year, you had a teammate that said when he watched film, it wasn't the Auburn he thought it would be. Do you think this team is the Auburn they think it would be?
Yes. I mean, like being on the other side now, it's like okay, now I kind of see what it's really like. I mean, obviously it's the SEC, but it's like Auburn and the SEC. This is it's a great program, you know, powerhouse. But if I talk to Ike this week, I gotta let him know like it's real over here for sure. So let's be prepared for that. Yeah.
Were you guys at Cal surprised last year when you came out and saw so many Auburn fans in the stadium?
Oh yeah, it was crazy to me. I didn't really talk to anybody about it, but it was crazy to me just because I came out and it was like an orange out. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? And like every time we made a play, or every time they made a play, it was just the crowd was going crazy. But like when we made a play, it was kind of like, you know. So yeah, it was surprising for sure.
You think that Cal fans will show up like that?
No. Nah. Just to be honest, no.
How hard was it to learn to play receiver?
Say it again.
How hard was it to switch positions and learn?
You said how hard was it?
Yeah, to play receiver.
I wouldn't say it was hard, but I definitely have more respect for receivers just because like running around and doing that play after play after play and having a block, and you don't necessarily get a reward every single time. Like as a quarterback, you touch the ball every single play. You know what I mean, on offense. But as a receiver, it's kind of like you have to depend on somebody else to get you the ball for your success and stuff like that. So I definitely have more respect. I wouldn't say it was hard, but it was definitely like a bit difficult just to get my body used to cutting and running around and stuff like that.
You obviously played with Peyton in high school. You saw it. You played against him last year. Not I mean you weren't playing defense, but your team played against him last year. And you see it now. How far has he come, do you think?
I think every year of college, Peyton has grown for sure. But I think last year it was a bit of struggle just because of the situation that he was in with the quarterback switching out and stuff like that. And he wasn't really able to get in the groove. And I think once you let P get in the groove, it's going to be different. Like you go watch that 2021 tape, he's probably 3 times better than he was then. And he was pretty good that year. So I think that it was just a matter of him getting in the groove.
Yeah. Have any of your Auburn coaches had any discussions with you about scouting any of the Cal guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Some defensive guys called me up just to ask about like player personnel and who should we look out for and stuff like that. And some guys on offense too, just to see, because I went against that defense every single day in fall and spring. So they definitely been reaching out to me.
Free said it yesterday that Wilcox is obviously a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
Like you said, you run against them in practice.
Yeah.
What is it about him as a coach that he puts a good defense on?
He's just a pretty poised guy, pretty smart. I mean, he played football also, so and he was really good too. He's been doing it for a long time, you know what I mean? And he has Sermon over there at DC. Those 2 defensive-minded guys, just pretty kind of plain and simple, but pretty fundamentally sound team and coaches and stuff like that. So they're going to play hard. They're going to be in the right positions, but I just don't think their guys will match up with our guys.
Have you had any conversations with some of your old teammates about the trips they're going to have to take this year? I mean, in a new conference, they're going to be going 2,000 miles every other week.
I know that's pretty crazy. Honestly, I didn't even think about that until it had came out. I see it on Twitter and stuff like that, but I haven't really talked to any of my teammates about it. Like when I talk to my old teammates, we just talk about stuff outside of football. You know, I probably will talk some crap this week, but we haven't really chopped it up yet. Yeah, that's it.